What's up, everyone? My name's Lisa, for those of you that might not know. Anyway, I was just moved to make a quick video here. And what I want to share, it's about being human. Okay, that's what I'm being moved to share about, because I keep on trying to figure out like what it is that I'm doing on my channel, like, because I have this deep desire to share my story. I know and I believe with all my heart and soul that the reason that I have lived the life that I have, and why I've overcome so much and gotten to the other side of so many different tragic things, and I say so many different because I feel like I've experienced so much, because it makes I can relate to so many different kinds of people. There are people that have experienced the things that I have, but there aren't as many people that have experienced, like let's say 5 different people are there, and each 5 person has gone through 5 different experiences, traumatic experiences. Well, like me, myself, I've experienced all 5 of those experiences, right? So there's, and it's not so much of like, oh, my life was so bad or anything like that. That's not what I want to promote, or how I want to relate to people. I want to be, I feel like I am the living, breathing, walking proof that you can overcome trauma. You can be more than what other people believe that you can be, even if those people are your family and your foundation of like what you based your whole life on, and who you felt you needed to live up to their expectations or whatever. My name's Lisa. I've been sober since July 10th, 2001. I'm coming up on 23 years sober. I have always been told I was crazy, and I pretty much lived a life that reflected that, until I met someone who said that I could be anything that I wanted to be. All I had to do was be willing to let go or forget, willing to learn a whole new way of living than what I had been experiencing. Because prior to that, I had been living thinking that I needed to be at a certain place in my life by a certain age. I needed to have a certain kind of car. I needed to live in a certain type of area. I needed to have gone to a certain type of school. I needed to be working at a certain kind of job. I needed to be wearing certain kinds of clothes. I needed to, look a certain way, and just like a facade. It was all so fucking fake. And I know that it was an exhausting life, that I was living. And, I met this woman when I was 29, and she changed my life. And she taught me to embrace my humanness by showing me hers. And more than anything, I feel like that has been the lesson that I've had to embrace and hold on to more than anything. Like, this is not a race, okay? Like, despite what people might think or say, like, I'm in no competition with anybody other than who I was the day before. My mind is the only thing that can defeat me. And I know that I hold the power in what my mind repeats. Has it taken practice to nip that shit in the bud when it's telling me I can't, or I suck, or I can't get out of bed, or I can't do this, or, you know, just filled with negativity, because I've been there and I go there. But I also have been practicing this for long enough to know that I can overcome it, and I can continue to move forward even when I don't want to. And eventually my thoughts will change to believing that I can achieve the things that I want to achieve. There was like some kind of experiment, I guess. I don't know. I've seen it on social media before, where they have like all these high schoolers or whatever standing on a line, and they start asking questions. You know, everyone who was raised with both your mom and your dad, take a step forward. And there's people that stay on that back line, and there's people that step ahead, and then they keep asking all these questions, and it's really about, you know, how you were raised, your background, and, you know, blah blah blah. Okay, I think that you're getting the idea. But by the time the questions are all asked, there are people that are way ahead, like they've moved forward, like, you know, 15-20 steps. Okay, but then you look back at the line, and there are some people that never took a step off that line. And I feel like I relate to those people, and I feel like, because it's not just because like those people are still on that line, like you're back there on that line, where you've had a lot of just adversities in your life. You know, you've come from a rough background. You don't have, things weren't given to you easily or naturally. Okay. Maybe you come from somewhere where there is a lack of support. You know, everyone around you, including your family, says that you can't. And maybe they don't openly say it, but they do not support what you are doing to move forward. Okay? There is no, damn, you know what, you're really doing a great job. How can I help you? Or anything, you know? Maybe you just get side eyes. Maybe it's a conversation that nobody even brings up. Maybe it's just completely avoided. Maybe people act like you aren't really doing what you're doing. Okay, and that hurts. I know. I can relate with you. But I'm here to say, and I'm just because you're starting way behind everybody else, and there are many odds stacked against you, it does not mean that you can't get there. Doesn't mean that you have to work harder. Yes. Yes. Because there are people out there who have access to more people, more influential people, you know, people who can help them, people who, you know, money. But this does not mean that you can't do what you want to do. Somewhere, somehow, not somehow, not somewhere, I've truly had to work for the peace of mind that I have today, to overcome, to keep going. And because trust me, like, I want to quit just like everybody else. But I met this woman, you know, a long time ago, and she told me that it's okay to be human. Nobody's perfect despite what they made it like display. And the only one that needs to be okay with where I'm at and what I'm doing is me. And the only approval I need is mine. She did, and I do have a relationship with God, and that's what I call him, my higher power, whoever you want to talk to. Like, it's just important to know that you aren't the end all and be all, because my life has shown me many times that God has the end say in anything and everything. And sometimes I've seen that and learned that in a positive way. For example, when I was about 5 months pregnant with my son, they told me, meaning the doctors, said that I should have a medical abortion, because odds are my son was going to be, if he lived through the pregnancy, he was going to be tubally fed and in a wheelchair for his life, his whole life, and not have any kind of quality of life. Today my son is almost 22 years old and he's 6'4" and he eats like a fucking monster. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with him. Okay. And, so God has the end say. But there's also been times where I have been led astray by my ego, thinking that I could get away with something, or not even realizing that I was, I don't want to say I didn't realize it, but just flirting with disaster. And I've had it blown up in my face, and been knocked off my pedestal that I feel like that I felt at times that I was on. I have been humiliated. I have lost everything many times. God has shown me. That's why I know he's real, because he has the end say in everything. And it's been through my faith in him, that in the power that he holds. Like, I know that if I do the work, he's gonna show up, whatever it is that I'm working towards. As long as my intentions are pure and good, it's gonna work out. Like, everything always works out for the highest good of all, and even if it's not the way that I particularly wanted or saw it, it's like I always end up understanding why it happened that way, everything. Somehow I come back to love and forgiveness, but it starts with, it's had to start with me learning to love and forgive myself first. And as I love and forgive myself, I end up having more love and compassion for others, because I see how easy it is for me to fall short and just be human, right? So it has helped me have more compassion towards others, and just because we can get to that place of forgiveness of others, forgiving others, it doesn't necessarily mean that these people need to continue to be a part of your life. There are some people, you have to just use your own discernment, and I feel like that's a trial and error thing as well. and you just get better with it through time, you know, and quicker to discern, like, oh yeah, I remember that shit fucking hurts, I'm not doing that again, you know. It's okay. It's okay to keep moving forward after you get knocked down. You can stand back up and keep going. Fuck them, you know? The people laughing at you or asking you, like, why you keep going, it's like, they don't have to understand. If God's put it in your heart to do something or say something or share something or learn something or create something, then God's put it in your heart to do that. And nobody else has to understand that. It's just like something between you and God. I am definitely an underdog. And just because we may start all the way back there on that line, like we never moved off that line, and then we're starting, I mean, that means like there's a lot of hurdles, right, to overcome. And the biggest thing is the mind, right? To forget everything that we've ever been taught up until that point, to where we even got an opportunity to stand on the line. Okay, because if you're standing on the starting line, that means like you got a shot. It's just, what are you willing to do for it? And I know throughout my journey of life, to maintain my peace of mind, because for me that's priority one. Without my peace of mind, I truly could not accomplish anything. You know, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be the human that I am. I wouldn't be the mother that I am. I wouldn't be able to be a friend. I wouldn't be able to show up for anything. If my mind is crazy, like, then my whole life is crazy, you know? So, that's why, you know, for years now I've been sharing that look down at your feet with you guys, because I'm not lying when I say, like, that literally has helped me overcome extreme anxiety attacks, picking my face and arms. You know, I used to not even be able to talk to people, because, like, how it works is, like, when your life gets overwhelming or your brain starts whirling, what do? You look down at your feet. Why? Because it'll remind you where you are. And where are we? Like, right now I'm in my room and I'm talking to you guys. So I'm looking down at my feet. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to look up, breathe out, and do what's in front of me to do, which was deliver this message. And, you know, just keep moving forward. And I'm going to repeat that as many times as I need to within a day. And this is why I tell people, because I hope that if I ever get whirly again and no one's around, somebody can come up and remind me that to look down at my feet. Because I'm just as human as anybody else. Like, every day isn't going to be perfect. And I just want to remind everybody that in a world where everything is really fake and dressed up very beautifully, you're allowed to be human. And yeah, I wish, you know that Lenny Kravitz song, Human? Like, yeah, listen to it. I mean, and just be real. And the way you learn how to be real, because first there has to be the awareness that you aren't showing up as yourselves, right? So, and the next thing you do is when people start asking you like how you're doing, if you feel like shit, say, I feel like shit. And the people that are supposed to stay in your life, like the other real ones, are going to be like, you feel like shit, Lisa, what's the matter? Let's sit down, let's talk about it. You want to talk about it? And the other people that aren't real or don't care about you are going to be like, Lisa, you're so funny. Like, what? And keep on walking. And you let those fucking people keep on walking. And stay real. Be real. Be human. Your flaws are sexy, baby. Anyway, I love you. I hope this helps. And even if it didn't help any of you, it helped me. I had to get it off my chest. And yeah, have an awesome day. I'll see you soon. Bye.